Okay, I'm going to give this another shot because every time that I've tried to record this, my cat has decided to go absolutely insane and run everywhere and knock things over. But he's pretty cool right now, so let's give this another shot. Just want to take a couple seconds or minutes to reintroduce myself. My name is Joseph Norfleet. Some of you guys know me as Keith, and just want to let you guys know about my new channel and the new podcast that I have on the way. And this would be the first video or first post for it. But just want to let you guys know what I'm planning to do with this platform. So basically, I'm going to be utilizing this channel and podcast to speak about my own personal experiences in life and everything that I've dealt with and made it through in my past, with the general focus being mental health, with more of the main focus being men's mental health. But with that being said, I'll be discussing a lot of my own personal experiences and difficult points in time of my life where some of these situations where some seem so unreal to where it I was at the lowest of lows in my life and somehow managed to pull through. I feel like that I'm at a point in my life now to where I haven't spoke about a lot of this stuff to really anyone except maybe a couple of people who are very close to me. But I think I'm at a good point in my life to start sharing these stories and discussing these situations because I not only do I think that it's going to be helpful for myself and like kind of like a form of therapy, if you will, but also utilize these difficult situations and experiences in my life and sharing these stories with the intent of hopefully helping someone who's possibly going through something similar or maybe even worse, that needs to know that there are other people out there such as myself or other people that I will utilize this platform to help share their stories and experiences. These people can hopefully search up, find this channel and see that there are other people out there who were struggling just like they are or were, and they pulled through, they made it through. And through sharing these stories, a personal goal would be to, explain how I not only made it through, but the tactics that I actually used to help myself pull through these things. And, I think that's very key because I know in some of the darkest times of my life, I would hop on YouTube and I would search high and low for anybody I could possibly relate to or find anyone's story that was closely, relatable to mine and and see how they actually handled it or how they're doing in the moment. And it helped. It helped a lot. It honestly helped a lot better than therapy or counseling or medication ever did. And that's another topic that I would definitely be discussing because I have personal experiences with that, with therapy, counseling, and medication alike. So, I have the whole situation back in 2009 where my ex girlfriend Sahel Kazemi got involved with Steve McNair, and then the tragedy of them both losing their lives and having to deal with that and cope with that at such a young age in my life where I should be, enjoying life and living as a young adult, and instead I was grieving to the fullest extent. And that grieving, it honestly, I don't know if that has even stopped to this day. It's definitely gotten better, clearly, but that was such a dark point in my life and such a horrible experience that it stuck with me all these years. And this is pretty much the first time that I would actually be publicly talking about it um, since it happened, and to this extent, anyways. So there's that. And then also, I have a 10-year marriage that ultimately ended in failure. It ended in divorce. And, I look back and there's a lot of things I would have definitely done different, and a lot of changes that I would make. But obviously, hindsight is 2020, and you can only address the present and make changes for the future. But these stories that I could share regarding my marriage and the ups and downs of it, it's largely mental health related, and in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons why it ultimately failed was because I clearly had, some mental health issues going on. My ex-wife as well, and neither of us really knew how to navigate it. And we had this vicious cycle to where, we would split up, get back together, split up, get back together, and both of us didn't know how to handle when we would be at a low point and the other would be at a high point, or vice versa. Or, the only time that it was good is if we were on the same level, but God forbid we would both be at the low. And it was just, it was turmoil. That's something that I could definitely speak on and share my story regarding that situation. I got 10 years of experience with, marriage and issues such as those throughout that entire marriage, and the experience of divorce. I mean, it was a horrible divorce. It was, I would say it's probably my second lowest point in my life was going through that divorce. And, the whole aspect of going from a father who was married and a full family to becoming now a single father, which is something you never wanted to be. I never wanted to be a single father, but here I am, single father, and I'm having to navigate through that. And it's difficult because that's something that I never wanted to have to do, never wanted my kids to ever have to go through, because it's what I went through as a kid. But that's something, that's another experience that I could speak on and share my story about. And not only myself, but I also plan to have guests on as well with me to share their stories. I know some amazing people, and I've had some amazing people in my life that they got some pretty gripping stories as well, and some experiences that are completely different from mine that could bring a totally different aspect to the whole situation, and really open things up for this podcast. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this new venture. And I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in and listening in. If you are still around, be on the lookout. I do plan on putting out the first episode to this podcast as soon as possible. Goal is to try and push one out a week if I can. So I got a pretty busy schedule with being a working single father, but it is what it is. So definitely looking forward to this. I'm excited. And, the number one goal is to hopefully be able to utilize this platform to help others who need it, because there was plenty of times in my life where I know that I would have loved to have found something like this. So hopefully if I can just help one person, then that's a win for me. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And it's about 3:30 right now, but tomorrow is Friday. I get my sons, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. So y'all have a good one. I'll see you on the next one.